Hey, what's up, everybody, and happy Monday. We got some units to drop tonight. Also, I think we might be playing a little game. A little game. Definitely not a big game. A game some have called Elden Ring. You heard of this one? I don't know. I think some people said it was okay or something. Why don't we give it a whirl, you know? Let's give it a try and see what happens. Oh, we're gonna have to load file on this one, that's right. I was taking some screenshots for an article earlier, so we're gonna have to... There we go. You're looking to change your life? Any suggestions on how? Commander, cool. I think you can start with Elden Ring. Oh boy. Yeah, alright. We got lots of stuff to do. Oh god, we have so much to do. We didn't do anything in this place. We just went right to the boss. Frankly, we didn't expect to beat him. This zone has a ton to do. And it is incredibly beautiful. Basically, if you want to know what I think, this is the new... You know, this is the new Anor Londo. And done even better than it was originally. I mean, this is it. This is their vision of a royal capital. Hi, Prime. How are you? I think we're going to be going back and doing some cleanup today, so don't worry about too much forward progress. We got... God. We have a lot to do. We kind of just blitzed through this area last night. I'm not really sure why. As always, I recommend taking your time. This is one of the biggest zones in the whole game, and we just ran through it, essentially. And while, you know, guys like me like to do that in Souls games after we know the area, in this game you don't really want to do it. You miss too much. And yeah, this area is incredible. In fact, what if I told you, Prime, there were areas even more incredible? And that even when people get here and think that the game has peaked, it still hasn't. Jay, what's good? How you doing? I know I told you I was going to tweet when I went live, but I didn't. But I'm glad you found it anyway. Prime, you have more than that. You gotta remember, not all the zones are on the map. And maybe some zones are... Well, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm just gonna say you got more than that. Hello, Rock Party. Welcome. Frankly, we should be doing just nothing but cleanup today, since we got tons of areas we left half finished. But we'll see. We'll see. And as I have said many a time, exploration in this game is of paramount importance. Oh, have I told you you don't even have to go through that zone, Prime? Perhaps that's a bit too spoilery. I doubt it. It isn't. I wouldn't have said it otherwise. No, I think Miyazaki liked making the poison swamp zones. You don't trust that quest line? Yeah, well, that's fair. You don't trust a cult that kills each other?
I hesitated.
No, it's okay. Jay, it's something I gotta do. You're right. Not just for you, but for everybody. I know there's a lot of people who would love to know when my stream is live. Look at that, DBZ Mike. I really appreciate that sub, yo. Thank you. I don't appreciate lightning. Downtown, how you doing? Everything about this zone is so good. To say that From Software is iterative is not enough. They have taken the concepts, fantasy tropes, if you will, that they've explored over the years and been able to realize that vision with new technology more and more with every game. Big Boss, we don't have any. I think Discord might have been causing it. I shut off Discord yesterday and that seemed to resolve it, and we're going Discordless today. Yeah, you know, I like it when people take clips. I can put clips out there on social media. It's fun. Fun for the whole family. Some have said. Prime, I don't know how you cannot be impressed with this game, but, you know, hey. Some people refuse. And that's okay, too. I'm not the arbiter of taste. I mean, Big Boss will work for me. I'm not going to say it's working for you. But that was the common element that was happening when I had it going on, so I decided to shut it down. I think it's something to do with the overlay. Yeah, Prime, I've screeched about that on Twitter like a banshee, and nobody listens to me. I actually think, you know, I actually think some people would just rather say this game isn't for me than try to play it any differently than slamming their head into a wall. It's up, you know, hey, I get it. It's a little different than other games. But I think a lot of people are missing out because they are trying to force themselves to do Margit. No matter what, right? At any cost. You know, I won't say that that's wrong, Prime. I think there are those tutorial messages, right? But you're right. They might not be enough. And I think people may be misled by the yellow line. Which is a giant net benefit, I think. But in overall, like, it confuses new players big time. Yeah. There are multiple trees in this game, Leaf. You know that? In fact, a few days from now, we'll probably be at a really big tree. Not the one you think, though. Alright, yeah, we're not really going to go in this direction right now. I want to do some cleanup, but I just want to get a checkpoint unlocked. I mean, that's true, Prime. I actually think that Souls players are struggling with that concept more than non-Souls players. They're so used to just ramming their head into the wall. And getting a better yield for it. This game has more upgrade paths that I think... I'm not too worried about the Souls core, though. They'll figure it out eventually. That's what they do. Prime, I have confidence that you will take it down at the end of the day. Crosslemania said, wanted to stop by and say Elden Ring is the greatest game of all time. I agree with that statement. It is a correct statement. And I find myself having to defend it often. Hey, Alan, what's up? This game makes me feel like a child playing Link for the first time, you know what I mean? In fact, it's more than that. Leaf, I'm not going to tell you where to go next. That's not the point of this game. That's why I've been refusing to write a walkthrough. This is a personal journey. Right, but that's not really a grind at all, is it, M321? When we think about grinding. Like, I've talked to a bunch of people who are like, yeah, I'm just farming Godric soldiers right now. And hey, if that's what they want to do, that's fine. The game is endless? No. It is not endless, but it is very, very good. Flask of Wonders Physic is a great acquisition. Yes. That's the word for this game, as I called a long time ago. The operating word for this game, the key message, if you will, is adventure. And it delivers it like no other game ever before. Take that, marketing department. Go ahead and use it. You want to roll a samurai-style paladin, but it's unclear what my dex faith allotment should be. Go ahead. You will be able to... There are extra points in this game to play with compared to a Souls game. Dex faith is completely fine. You'll be alright. That, however, was not very intelligent. I'm sure From has something lined up for next time. Good to see you again, Alan, by the way. This game presents the player with an absolutely unbridled sense of adventure that no other game or open world, I think, has accomplished in gaming history. And I know that sounds kind of ridiculously, those are big words. Hey, congrats, M321. I think I think anybody who wants to will be able to get through the core game. Is it going to be quick? No, but who wants it to be quick? This is the best thing ever. Take your time. Enjoy it, you know, savor it. Savor the flavor. Oh, for God's sake. This fighting flying monsters for a melee is never any fun. Yeah, I'm Dex. I should have a bow to use on these guys, for sure. I should probably get one. I probably have one somewhere. That I'm just refusing to use. I mean, downtown, just when you think you're close to the end, trust me, you ain't. And then there's tons of optional content on top. No, I don't know. I think your mage would have been fine. Having ranged attacks is good, they say. I mean, we did use the demi-humans for a long time. That was the basic summon we used. We're now using one of the more advanced named summons. A variety of high-end summons are available. Again, it all comes down to exploration, right? Oh yeah, hey, Jay, I mean, I well realize I could have a bow. I just hate playing Dex. I'm a strength guy. I'm only playing Dex because the community wanted a Dex run. Oh, the Wall Masters? Yeah, Wall Masters are great in this game, you know? I don't think anybody in the biz does creature features as good as From. Absolute masters of monster making. There's a bunch of bows, Jay. I can't pretend to know all the bows in the game because generally when I pick up a bow, I don't even think twice about it. You know, I don't even look at it. It's like, oh, this is for those weaklings. Obviously, bow play is completely acceptable. But no matter what, I just go right into Unga Bunga mode. As you can see, even with a dex weapon, I have gravitated toward some grim melee. Twisted Metal TV show. God, can we not? Master Bindo, we are doing a two-hand build with Dex, which is hilarious. Eventually, I think this will be dual-wield katanas of some kind. Or maybe we might just end up with the Moonlight Greatsword. Who knows? Well, M321, we wanted to make it flails to make it a little bit more interesting. A claw-marked seal, Big Boss, is a faith melee weapon. For beast-faced, faith-based assailants. Basically, you punch things with prayer. It's actually quite an interesting playstyle, which I'd like to try out. Yeah, you can dual-wield whips. I mean, pretty much, yeah, Big Boss, that's what that thing does. What the hell's going on down there? It doesn't look safe, so let's try another route. Croc, how you doing? A super secret party, and they didn't invite me? No. I think power stancing only works for weapons of the exact same type. So it'd have to be 2 flails. Yeah. No, I guess I could. So I can dual wield them, but I can't power stance them. That's how that works. Power stancing gives different attacks, so ideally you want to be using the same thing. Are the Ash Summons easy mode? No, in fact I think most of the fights in this game are intended for you to be using Ash Summons. The bosses have less windows of opportunity and are more aggressive than Souls bosses. Frankly, I believe developers expect you to use summons, which is why there's like a whole category of upgrade materials dedicated to them. They're a pretty major mechanic in the game. Do they make fights easier? Absolutely. Can you combine them with real people? Yes, you can. Use the tools that you have. Azel, how you doing? Wait, did we just come back around? Oh, lordy. Oh my god, we did. I think that you will find Ash Summons to be quite reasonable, Master Bindo, and they certainly help you out. That is their intent. If you don't like them, don't use them. Right. That is also true, M321, depending on what hand you use. Again, hey, if I'm dual wielding, I want to be power stancing, so... Which is a special kind of dual wielding where you have to dual wield the same kind of weapon in each hand. So 2 flails, 2 hatchets, 2 whips. Cool whip. Alright, well, before we see what lurks beneath, let's do a stream raid and hydrate. Thanks for being here tonight, folks. Welcome.
And to think I hesitated.
I would like to thank Jay for the awesome sub, up to 7 gift subs. Thank you so much. And thanks for being here. I hope you enjoy the show, as always. And I hope you're having a fantastic Monday, kicking off the week. I gotta hydrate more, you know? I don't get enough water. I gotta get one of those water bottles that reminds me to drink it. Alright, I know you'll drop units this time, fam. I believe in you. Don't do it for me. Do it for Dan Snacks the Warrior. The Dex Warrior with a flail. I hear screaming down here. I hear screaming down this hole. Let's go check it out. Oh god, there's something nasty down there. Oh, Polar Seltzer's amazing. Oh, okay, enough! Oh my god! Stimulating boluses. Yeah, I got stimulated plenty coming down here. What should I add as a channel points for World Leaf? Koshi, there is a diving attack, yes. You can jump down onto opponents as you have been able to do for a while in From Software games. Which is obviously different than the jumping attack that we do a lot because it does tons of stagger damage. If you want to be technical, it does tons of poise damage, right? It hits that secret Sekiro poise bar behind the scenes. Yeah, basically it's just Assassin's Creed. Thank you, Hookshot, for letting us know. It's a good warning. That's correct, Koshi. Otherwise, you'll get your jump attack. By the way, jump attack is very good, if I haven't been clear about that. If you play melee in this game, you can no longer you cannot play it like a Souls game and just R1 your way to victory. You will have bad results with that. You'll need to use charge attacks and jump attacks. Channel points reward to remind me to hydrate? I don't... What the hell does that mean? Well, that's no fun. Ravena, hey, what's up? Wait, I can't port out of here. This is what I get for going to a secret cave. How you doing tonight, Ravena? Happy Monday to you. Yeah, this cave sucks. Don't come here. It's got a bunch of crappy snails. Hey, Pretendus One, what's up, yo? Oh, here's a boss gate. Alright, well. Hey, Tetsita, what's up? Okay, the Scarlet Rot. That's fun. Three of them in the Scarlet Rot. Man, I better get something amazing for this. Tetsita, what's up, yo? Oh my gosh, get stunned, will ya? I don't think it'll be ashes because this is a mine. I think this will be a bell bearing. Some kind. Generally when you see Crystallians, that means you're gonna get a bell bearing. Crystal Torrent. That's what I get? Crystal Torrent? I mean, maybe that other door's open now, though. There was another door. I don't know if it's worth checking out. Probably worth checking out? Onion Knights? No, Onion Knights are not in this game, Big Boss. A spell, yes. Crystal Torrent. A secret spell. This was a secret dungeon. But I believe maybe killing that seal will open up that secret door. I don't, it was very early on, Craig, on that. That Hoarfrost Stomp is what you're talking about? That thing is available very early. You can type it into Google. I'm sure there's a guy. It's super early, like Lernia or something. I'm sorry, Leaf. It's called Hoarfrost Stomp. I think we found it at Lernia. We found the axe that has it natively in Lernia, but obviously we also found the effect elsewhere and have placed it on our weapon, on our flail, and also changed our scaling to Ash. Ravena, you could get... I've been trying to tell people all day about this. You could conceivably be so big by the time you fought Margit. You could kill him in like two hits. Maybe less. Yes, you can get Hoarfrost before you fight Margit. Yes, very easily, I might add. I don't think Margit can stand up to the Hoarfrost Stomp, frankly. It's done very well for us in this playthrough, if you've noticed. I mean, I think you put that on any weapon, it makes it pretty nasty. Like, imagine if I had some FP, I could spam this move all day. I don't really have a mana pool to speak of, which is why I put mana in my flask. I could take a mana flask. I think I'm going to do that. Put one mana flask in there just so I can stomp more. And Leaf, I'm sorry, I have not heard that. But yeah, you can get Hoarfrost Stomp very early. It's in Lernia of the Lakes. I think we got it off of a bug there. Like off a beetle. Near the Carrion Mansion, maybe? You can go north, Ravana. If you need me to, I can tell you where to go on the map. I would say just explore, but if you just want to know, I can tell you. You do not need to go to Stormvale Castle. I do think that you can actually beat the game without ever going to Stormvale. Pretty sure of it, actually. Alright, I'll show you. Hang on. I want to check this thing out first. See if that door opened when I killed the boss. I don't know if it did or not. It might be tied to something else. We'll have to mark it on our map and come back later. Hey, ODM, what up? But I have to know. We're going on an adventure. Yes. I know. It looks like the door did not open. You will need you will need a staff in hand to cast magic. Correct. You will not need a staff to use your summon spells, summon ashes. You can cast those baseline anytime. I know a lot of people have been confused about that. You can have it in either hand. Good evening, ODM. You know what? I don't have any souls, so I don't care. Let's leave here. Interesting that there's a sealed gate here. Okay, Ravana, just for you, I'm going to show you how to get to... I mean, that's what I'm here for, big boss. Alright. Secret cave with a secret seal. I'm going to mark it, and then Ravana, I'm going to show you. Alright. This is where you go. Start here at the Stormhill Shack. Follow the road up here. You're going to get to the end of this broken bridge. Okay? Then you're going to jump off the broken bridge right over here. And then you're going to follow the path up this way. And you're going to go right around Stormvale. With no need to ever get into it. Can't miss it, really. Let me know if you need any more assistance with that. No problem, Ravena. Enjoy. For some context, folks, because I know a lot of people are asking, you can do a ton of underground stuff. You can do this zone, which is obviously very dangerous. You can do all of Limgrave. You can do all of Lernia. You could do Atlas Plateau. And you could actually get to the door of the capital without ever killing Margit. So that also means you could actually theoretically do Volcano Manor and Mount Gelmir as well. You could be so big by the time you fought Margit that he would actually just evaporate. No, Heavy Driver, we got a lot more work to do. That map is tiny still. Scarlet Rot is OP. Yes, Scarlet Rot is extremely dangerous. It is an incredibly toxic poison. You do not want to have it on you. Scarlet Rot, very dangerous. Very dangerous. Wow, Somber 7, that's nice. Too bad we're using a basic weapon. And we need trash stones instead. The Scarlet Rot is extremely dangerous, Jay. Do not get it on you. Oh, this is a very good summon. Not for us. We're using a summon that scales off of, like, you know, our HP, so that we don't need to worry about our FP pool. But if you're a caster, you can take advantage of this one. Lots of good stuff to be found in the Night Cities. There is, in fact, quite a lot more content down in these Night Cities than I've seen most players find. cannot freeze the giant ball. Yes, that's a good joke, Ravna. There are in fact giant marbles here in the city that are dangerous to take on. Necron is vast, and most players probably won't find everything down here. Actually, I mean, this isn't even Necron, but Necron is also big. Oh. Alright, you know what? I only had 2,000 souls. I don't care. I don't even care. Hey, it's Sea Raider Gaming. What up? We did get smushed. Oh my god. These freaking balls! Balls! I mean, hopefully, Croc, that solves some issues, right? I'm not saying it's going to. Apparently, Leaf got booted from doing some really good stuff. I don't, you know, this flail swings like a giant axe and doesn't have the oomph of a giant axe. Dude, I'm tripping out, man. I think we can say that flails were not the wonderful item we hoped that they would be. Man, these are some really nice smithing stones for high-end special weapons. Which your flail isn't, it's a regular weapon. Giant marbles, hashtag play. Leaf, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I could have sworn there was something else at the end of this trail, but maybe that is it. I mean, that is a lot of good stuff. You don't have to miss him, pretend it's when you can listen to him anytime. Wait, why is that door shut? don't remember any closed doors up here. I could have sworn I got to go in there. I wonder. All right. Of course, Leaf. Yes. Generally, people that like each other will tell people about that kind of stuff beforehand. It's a cool hat. It was worn by Lionel. He was a cool guy. Warrior. There have been, M321, there have been many Kung Lao jokes made over the past few days since I started wearing this hat. For belfries. Imbued is key. If I kill this guy, do I get an immune key? He seems like a big guy, right? And he can teleport. A headless teleporting troll. A gigantic life pool. And he can cast magic too for some reason. Sure, why not? Well, Leaf, we don't all have little dippy flails, okay? Some of us get to use big strength weapons. Hey, there's an imbued key. So we got, what, 4 portals and 1 imbued key. I guess we better choose wisely, huh? Which one's got the flail in it? A hype goal. Yeah, we got lots of hype goals, Leaf. What's up? Our hype goal is to win this Stream Raiders match. Alright. I'm gonna grab a water while we fight these things. BRB. Yo, Leaf, we got a hype goal. Hey, we won the... Excellent. See? People drop units. We got Olympian rewards. How can you not play during the Olympian map? Come on. Good times. Alright. Well, we only have one key. And there are 4 belfries. Yeah, Eric, this is the heaviest armor we found so far. Do we just take the first belfry we see and hope we find more keys? I mean, that's the... Yeah, sure, that sounds like what a flail user would do. My flail. Bring me my flail. I'm not in love with the flail, by the way. Chapel of Wait. Oh, yeah. Well, we know where this is. This is where we started the game. I guess this lets us kill the tutorial boss. Sweet. I could have done without that. Hey, let's go, Kyle. How you doing? Happy Monday to you. Hey, what's up, buddy? I got something new for you this time. You'll love it. Yay, man, what a sweet... We should not have used the key on that particular one. The hat's been getting lots of comments. Yeah. I mean, it's revenge, but it's a total waste of a key, right? We didn't want that stuff. He drops a sword and a shield, M321. And obviously, you know, if you're frisky enough, you can get it at the beginning of the game. All the tears go into the flask, Leaf. You can mix it in the wondrous physic. I mean, Kragan, yeah, you could completely miss this, though. We were exploring the 4 belfries. We had a chance of 4 different options. We took this one, which sent us back to the beginning. Probably not the best choice for us, but I'm sure there's some way to get all the keys, right? Stands to reason. Leaf said he found one elsewhere. Was it here at the Cuckoo's Ever Jail? Yes, that is what the Ruptured Crystal Tear does. That's correct, Leaf, yes. I mean, you can blow up on the enemy with it. Oh, hell no. Whatever. This move is so good, yo. I should just go like a mana build. I should respec and just go all mana. And just spam Hoarfrost. Yo, I don't want to hear it, Elden. I don't see you getting out there with a flail. See, I hit him with the flail. I ran out of mana. He did not give me an imbued key, so I guess we're stuck. I guess we got to go to one of the 4 belfries. All right, we got lots of things we can do. Hey, Big Boss, magic always comes with a risk-reward ratio, like everything else. I think melee is pretty good in this game too. I don't think the flail is not gonna be dead though. I don't think the flail is amazing. Hey, Hoarfrost Stomp, Goose, has been really amazing for us. We definitely abide by the Hoarfrost Stomp. Which I didn't know about and might be OP. Maybe. I certainly didn't have that luxury on our first playthrough. And I got forced into it by using dex items. Yeah, I'll change 1 flask to mana. Blake Nesbitt. The Blake Nesbitt. Yes, Elden Ring. Rock, honestly, I'd take any sponsorship I can get, so if you know one, let me know. Wendy's might be aiming high for our first. I'd take a Crocodilly sponsorship, I'd take a Rock Party sponsorship, you know, whatever. I love that. I jump over a cliff, the tree poisons me or something. I mean, I know those are traps, but still. Miyazaki sponsored me? I don't think he would do that, but yeah, that'd be nice. I couldn't review From Software games again, but that's okay. G Fuel does affiliates, not sponsors, right? I don't want to sit here and like, I don't want to sit here and have you, have you guys drink G Fuel for me to get a cut of it. Affiliate stuff is pretty easy to accomplish, but then I just have to sit there and hawk it to you and hope that you buy it. I'd rather just have one that's like, hey, I like eating Wendy's, you know? And we could put a Wendy's graphic on the screen. You know how it works. Sponsorships and affiliate rewards are different. I mean, yeah, I mean, how can I recommend G Fuel, though, when I drink 2 bangs a day? If I'm gonna try to hawk y'all G Fuel, I have to drink it myself. Oh my lord. Alright, let's see how Frost does on him. We don't need no horse. We got Frost Shock. God, this move is absurd. This move is so freaking absurd. I mean, yeah, you have to hit him with it. But wow. Creative use of game mechanics, Tennis One. No, S tier is the highest, M321. Dev sponsorship would be a conflict of interest, yes. Again, if a dev, as was mentioned, was from software or something, wanted to sponsor the stream, I'd certainly consider it, but it would also, I wouldn't be able to carve their games. That's simply how that would work, you know, in a traditional capacity at GI. I don't think I have to worry about having that happen anytime soon, but... the Stomp... Frost scales with Dex and Int, yeah. Super Nintendo, there's all kinds of stuff, and believe me, I would never try to skirt any ethical boundaries. I'd be very open about how things were working. Sponsored by Game Informer. Now that would be something. Hoarfrost is awesome. What if I'm on the cover of the next Game Informer? I know what the next cover of Game Informer is, so I'm not on the next cover of Game Informer. In fact, I know what the next several covers are. I might be writing one of them. Boom, got him. The Stomp is an Ash of War, yes. I will show it to you because we made a duplicate of it because I liked it so much. I'll showcase it here in just a moment. Let you in? I always let you in, Pretendus One. That's what you're... D-Squad has unprecedented access to everything Dan, okay? Let me show you the thing. We made a duplicate of this ash because I liked it so much. It's a very easy to obtain ash. I think we found it on a scarab beetle near the Carrion Manor. And I duped it because I knew I wanted a lot of stuff. Here it is. The Hoarfrost Stomp. Usable on all melee armaments. And you can frost out an item too, which makes it scale with Dex and Int, and I think a little Strength. My favorite book, Rock, that's been asked before, so luckily I have an answer on hand. I think I've come to terms with it over the years that I think my favorite book of all time is Stephen King's The Stand. Ashes of War cannot be upgraded, no. You know, I hated those bugs, Super Nintendo. Those were everywhere when I grew up. My favorite painting, I'm not sure which one it is, but it's got to be a Gustav Klimt painting. Ashes of War cannot be upgraded. But why that stomp is doing so much damage, it's not because of the ice itself. It's because multiple instances of the ice are hitting, and they're causing the frostbite effect, and it's doing a crap load of damage. That's kind of like how bleed and other things build up in this game, and then they do a ton of damage. How can Elden Ring change your life? Elden Ring, I think, can teach you how to overcome adversity and explore the new realms of thought that you may have been neglecting. Michigan, how am I liking Elden Ring? Is that a real question? I unironically, with no exaggeration, no hyperbole, I think Elden Ring is the best game ever made. Elden Ring can't fix your marriage, though, Pretendus One. Not in any way that I know. I said it could change your life. I didn't say it could fix your marriage.
Finally, we meet the Tarnished, who would be Lord. Oh my. Why the long face? I fear that you were previously acquainted with this vessel. Well, that is most unfortunate. For he is dead. As for his flesh, he gave it to me. Shabriri.
No, Michigan. This game is far bigger than any Souls game.
You were about to sacrifice something precious, the life of a fair maiden, that you would toss into the fiery forge, only so that you may be Lord. What a horrible thing to ponder. Your ascendancy requires her sacrifice, whether she wishes it or not. But how would the Lord, crowned so, be looked upon? Chosen, tarnished, and would-be Lord, dare to tread the path of true rigor. Spare the poor girl, and singe your own flesh in her stead. If you are prepared to show resolve and attain lordship through righteous hardship, then heed the words.
I mean, it is, you know, Eric, it is a 10 out of 10.
Chosen, tarnished, descend into the depths far below the Erdtree capital. Seek audience with the three fingers and the flame of frenzy. If you inherit the flame of frenzy, your flesh will serve as kindling, and the girl can be spared, setting you on the righteous path of lordship, the path of the Lord of Chaos.
So for those who are not following at home, this is definitely an ending route, seeking the path of the three fingers. However, we've already locked in our ending route by getting married to Ranni.
May chaos take the world.
And her dark goals for the world. So we'll be executing that come ending. And I know since everyone's going to ask again, as they have the last few times, no, we're nowhere close to the ending. But they have you do quite a bit of groundwork beforehand. Yeah, DBZ, I'll probably write that article up at GI tomorrow out of tradition. I mean, I was one of the first people to figure out how to get married in Dark Souls 3 as well. We did put a ring on it. And we got the Moonlight Greatsword for our trouble, and we'll also have a nice ending locked in. That I didn't get to see on the first playthrough. I mean, chaos is coming. We're definitely going to play Jack's game, okay? We still have to play Final Fantasy VI, though, right? Chaos. I'm telling you, this game is something, fam. Yeah, people have been pretty reserved with. Yeah, people are trying to avoid that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's gonna. I mean, I've seen plenty of memes actually. I guess it depends where you're looking. Any interest in checking out Far Changing Tides? None. Not because I have some, like, hatred for it or anything, but my interest levels for other games are way higher right now. Hey, Salty, what's up? Ouchie. Can't wait to watch me die repeatedly. Well, you came to the right place then. I wish I could show you that I have 2 new Millennia disc plates in the background. It's kind of hard to see, though, I realize, with the cam the way it is. You'll have to wait till we do a full screen activity, like eating hot stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm finding all these awesome secret weapon smithing stones, but none of the standard boring stones for our flail. You know what? Maybe we'll just jack up our int for like 20 levels and use the Moonlight Greatsword. The stomp is pretty wild, okay? I admit. We do like the stomp. It does seem to do obscene damage, but I think that's just because it causes frostbite. And frostbite, like bleeding, is, you know, it just builds the stacks up very quickly. Well, pretend this one, I mean, obviously, you know my philosophy on that, right? Shrimp skewers and rice. That sounds delicious. Actually, I don't like shrimp at all, but I do like skewers and rice. Never liked shrimp. People think that I'm wrong for that, but I just have never liked it. Don't know why. Pretendus one. I have covered my philosophy on that many times here. You know my no backlog philosophy. Can I tell you where you got what? The Hoarfrost Stomp? Yeah, I think it was in Learning of the Lakes. Off of a scarab beetle that was an invisible scarab beetle. Near the Carrion Manor in a pool of water. I could be wrong though, so just Google it. It's an early game item. I do not, I mean, I've played through the game already, who can? I don't think, I never saw anybody that even resembled GRM at all.
There is something I'd like to say. My purpose was given to me by my mother.
But yeah, Google it. It's called Hoarfrost Stomp.
I act of
Corn
my
chip.
own volition.
And
I
I'm
have
pretty
set
sure that's
my
where we
heart
found it, but...
upon the world that I would have, regardless.
we finish games here too, Pretendus One. We just don't feel obligated. We finish games because we want to finish the game, not because we feel like we have to finish the game. There is a difference. By the way, I'm not saying that your thing is wrong or anything. But it is different how I view things. Obviously, when the game is work-related, that's different. A review game, for instance, I'd have to finish either way. But when it's our choice to finish a game or not...
It is I, Lieutenant. We're almost there. Castle Sol lies just off to the north, where the other medallion is housed. It will grant passage to the land of the Haligtree.
I didn't have Lieutenant's luxury of telling me where to find the medallion halves on my playthrough. But we did find her this playthrough. And of course, I did find the medallion. All those secrets are up at Game Informer today, by the way. If you are getting close to the end game and you want some tips to find hidden content, they are up at Game Informer. I'll give you the link here in 3 minutes when we do the thing. Do I feel obligated to finish the game I'm financially invested in? I think because of the benefit of having games so intimately tied to my career forever, I don't.
And to think I hesitated.
Holly, thank you so much for the subs. I can't thank you enough. I'll have you know we have not heard any wolves today.
I hesitated.
And I appreciate those subs immensely. Thank you for the support. It's thanks to viewers like you that this stream is as awesome as it is. Dropped by an invisible teardrop scarab found in the shallow body of... Wow, I was right! How did I know that? But yeah, I guess that's where the Hoarfrost Stomp is, folks. If you want this... I mean, I'm not going to call it OP because a lot of things can be OP in Souls, honestly. But I will just say that we've had really some very interesting success with this move. And Holly, I appreciate the gift subs a ton. Alright, so we're on an assassination mission here as an invader. Oh, how nice. Oh yeah, I remember this guy. He's pretty hardcore. But I doubt he'll be able to beat the Frost. Yes, he is power stancing whips. This is your final assassination mission, so they give you like a hardcore PvPer to take on. Wait, how is my Cerulean Tears empty? Holly, invasion is opt-in in this game. You have to either have to be co-oping or opt into it. So you can't be invaded solo unless you want to be. If you do have a friend in your game, then one person can invade you. So it makes it a 2v1. So the invader has to be a little bit more clever about their assassination attempts. Well, I didn't have my mana flask. That's why we died that time. Alright. We'll try him again here in a second. Now, that'll be our final assassination mission, which for those of you who have been following the stream and the playthrough, that's the final mission that we've been given by House Volcano. So I'm eager to see what happens after that. Perhaps we'll get a chance to meet Praetor Rykard.
I hesitated.
Without even going through the Legacy Dungeon. Man, Holly, you're the best. You know that? Thank you. Big Boss, yeah, I'd say that, you know, this game is pretty sick. It's a pretty good way to sum things up, to be honest. Super Nintendo had one stream rate at a time, right, my friend? Okay, I know a lot of people have been watching this stream and think the Hoarfrost Stomp is OP. I will admit, it is a lot stronger than anything I had access to on my first playthrough. I had to do traditional melee. You know, hitting things with my sword and stuff. But Ashes of War are supposed to be strong. So, you know, hey, we just stumbled upon something that could put our opponents into an icy grave. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Maybe I should, like, up my mana pool. We could really cause some damage with this thing. Like, we could actually just cheese bosses down with this, I think. Like, if I had an actual mana pool and a couple mana flasks, we could just spam this thing and kill everything. Which would... I mean... There's nothing wrong with that. That is, you know, that's from software experience, right? Your enemies are hard, you can get harder. Okay, it said I could summon here, but it didn't summon. So there's that. I wasted a whole flask. Oh, I don't get to take my... Since I only have one flask allocated to Cerulean Tears, I don't get to take it into PvP. That makes sense. So I have no mana regen outside of my, my Physic flask here. Which we have exhausted. Alright, we're out of mana. Gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Luckily, I am quite skilled in the arts of war. Meaning, I've been in a lot of PvP in these games. So I know how to handle this guy. No, Super Nintendo. Doing events will unlock those. You're talking about the legendaries. Yeah, you'll get those. Those come from, like, the event battle passes, and no, you do not need to purchase them. You'll still unlock them. So, sweet. A pedal whip, helmet, armor, full set of gear, and of course, as I mentioned, this was a very important assassination mission for us. Perhaps we should return to the Volcano Manor and see if our good deeds in the world of PvP have given us an audience with Praetor Rykard, Miyazaki's favorite character in the game. I haven't been able to figure that out, exactly why, but Miyazaki is an interesting character. As an NPC, M321, there's a series of quests to kill NPCs tied to the House of Volcano Manor. I mean, yeah, Holly, when I don't have the stomp to fall back on, I can fight in the traditional fashion. I've played a few of these games. My weapon is the Knight Rider Flail, obtained by the cavalry at night on Weeping Peninsula. However, it has been heavily modified. We put Cold Affinity and Hoarfrost Stomp on it. It does not have that normally. It normally has the old stupid Flail regular move, which is just like spinning around in a circle. But what we did was we took an Ash of War, Hoarfrost Stomp, and not only did we change the special ability of the weapon to the Hoarfrost Stomp, but we also changed its affinity to Cold. So it now scales off of Dex and Int. Yeah, it's wild. Do you ever have to engage with that system in this game? No. Many of the special weapons cannot be altered, so just get yourself an awesome special weapon and don't worry about that kind of stuff. I think that's a dangerous question, Big Boss. I think that From Software has been banding about with optional ways for players to tackle problems, and that this game has more of them than ever. And yet still people want to crash their head against Margit for 6 hours. So I believe he had an interview the other day which covered his opinion on easy mode. At the end of the day, their opinion is the only one that matters. We can be very loud in advocating for an easy mode. But at the end of the day, they're making the game, so it's up to them. Nanaka, how you doing? Alright, let's see what happened.
I see that you've stayed the path of champions. This is your usual reward. Please, take it. Perhaps you are ready. Might you see our Lord? Our Lord will no doubt welcome you. Another kindred spirit, treading the path of champions.
Hey, what do you think we should do, chat? Should we see the Lord? Is that a good idea? To see the Lord of this group of blasphemers and heretics that want to slaughter each other and everyone else? And burn and destroy the Erd Tree? Should we go meet this guy? Does that sound like a good idea? What should we do? M321, that debate has been raging since the first game, and I don't think anyone's made any progress on it. At the end of the day, they're the only ones who can put it in.
Yes. As it should be. Now, close your eyes for a moment. I will transport you to the Lord's chamber.
Magic is certainly powerful. There are so many powerful strategies. We found one in this run.
May your visit be fruitful.
Remember the Hoarfrost Stomp? It's pretty powerful, I think. Now, whether or not it'll help us against Praetor Rykard, I have my doubts. I don't think it will. I don't think we're ready for this guy, but I know chat wants to see this, so who am I to deny the crowd a visit with the Lord? I should probably spend my souls first. Let's, Oh, Holly. I'm glad you're here for this. The armor is funny, I agree. We're gonna need it in the next combat. The Kung Lao... you know what, Pretentious One? You're testing my patience. The Kung Lao joke has been made too many times. One cerulean flask. We're gonna have to go with one cerulean flask. Okay, so I know this fight. You don't. This is, they've taken a concept they've explored in other games, and they've really turned it into something more dangerous and more interesting with this battle. The Serpent Hunter, you say? I could have just called it the Storm Ruler and it would have worked, but I like the Serpent Hunter. Alright, folks. Oh, this is too heavy. I'm fat rolling. Oh, crap. No, not yet, DBZ. Come on, give it a minute. You didn't think this was going to be easy, right? Come on. Yeah, very... Well, we're not... Well, yeah, DBZ, Mike, we're not done yet.
And to think I hesitated.
Look at who subbed to my channel. Gosh. I don't deserve it. The great Alex Van Aken is in chat with an awesome sub. Thank you so much. And look at the timing. He wanted to capture some of that Praetor Reichard fire right there.
Very well.
Did I say that, Big Boss? Did I say that? I said it's definitely more difficult than the other Storm Ruler fights.
Join myself and King as remedy. Together we will devour the very god.
Optional. Big Boss, almost everything in this game is optional. God, I ran out of mana. I knew I should have brought more mana pods. Okay, regular weapons don't even hurt it. They don't do any damage. I don't think I can even hurt this guy. I guess I'm relying on my Mimic to somehow kill him with the spear. He's doing an okay job. I'll get him. We had that Starlight Shard for the win. It was easy because the D Squad was here, that's why. Why, thanks, Pretenders One, thank you. You know, normally we'd just be like, let's go. Instead, people are, Now, what if I told you that was a completely alternate method to get to this guy? Now let me show you.
Man, what a bunch of jokers!
Now let me show you the actual legacy dungeon. There's a huge legacy dungeon here. Quick question, you're bouncing off Radon pretty hard. He is the third demigod. Should you come back or keep slamming against the wall? In this game, basically until you get to the end game optional content, there is no need to break yourself. Radon, however, is a gimmick battle in its own way, Crustle, so play it differently than you would against another boss. So it might not be level, it might be your approach. But until you get to the endgame stuff, which should satisfy the Souls veterans because it's optional, right? They're going to have those super hardcore encounters, but you're not going to be forced into them.
It's true then. You've defeated our Lord.
Until then, the best opportunity is to explore and grow.
I must thank you. Our Lord was yet weak. You have taught us that. Defeat is not the end. Our Lord is immortal, and will one day rise again. Stronger until then. I must stay the path, and do my part. I will leave the Volcano Manor before long. I suggest you do the same. I will miss these encounters. The champion who walks the tainted path shines all the more. I always was an admirer. This is farewell. Perhaps we will meet again along the path.
Perhaps. Everybody who joins the Volcano Manor, of course, is a blasphemer and a slaughterer of other tarnished, really.
It's just as my noble brother says.
And to
I'm a
think,
complete fool.
I
I
hesitated.
believe I thought I could become a champion. So, you killed Rykard. I harbor you no ill will. The strong take. Such is our code. Even he was prepared to meet a wretched end when he
You're welcome,
first
Cressel.
took blasphemy unto his very flesh. But any road, the volcano
Again, if you try Radon again,
though we may yet fulfill an old
try to go into
promise,
it by not
we
facing him
hunted our
directly
own
unless you're on your
kind
horse.
and took what was theirs.
Try to use the army. The whole concept of that fight, right, is to bring your whole army to
Time has
bear
come to
against him.
rise Against the Earth Tree. O greater will, hear my voice. I am the recusant Bernal, inheritor of my brother's will, and you will fall to my blade.
Everybody in this house
We
murders
refuse
each
to
other.
become your pawns.
And this guy will definitely attempt to kill us along the path of the recusant.
O greater will, I am the we refuse.
It's you, is it? I'm terribly sorry. But would you mind giving me some time to myself? I haven't achieved anything at all thus far. Even though I've dirtied my hands time and time again, I'm still yet to achieve anything. Perhaps I am a fool after all. No, it's worse than that. As things
There's
stand,
no
I've
covenants,
given up
Holly,
on the path of
so no.
revenge and sullied the name of my house.
That's true,
What that
Pretenders
must have
One.
been. How did it take me so long to realize, honestly? There's just no end to my foolishness, is there?
Martin did do, I mean, I'm telling you, like I said, I think the game is better for Martin to having set up characters for From Software to destroy. I think that actually works for the game quite well. It gives them a little bit of added flavor they don't usually have. Did it change things significantly? Is that part of the conversation? No, but it definitely, it's a nice touch. Azelle, I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. So check this out. let's say you don't want to go around on the dark path of the recusant blasphemer. There's a whole legacy dungeon here, folks. An entire freaking legacy dungeon leading to Praetor Rykard. And a secret passage in the wall. A very large level. There's another boss. There are these so-called Iron Virgins roaming about. There's two bosses in the level that I know of, other than Rykard. And you'll have to, like, find the secret passage in order to go down that road. It is a large, sprawling legacy dungeon. Again, like Praetor Rykard himself, completely optional. In fact, huge. This game is probably like technically like 80% optional. Some more optional than others, of course. We are probably not going to go through Volcano Manor tonight proper. But it is an interesting legacy dungeon that I would recommend doing. Full of man-serpents. A classic take from Sen's Fortress all the way back. The Iron Virgin enemies from Software's take on a mobile Iron Maiden, essentially. Riverhill Blue, what's up? Look at this. This is... Let's say you don't want to do what we did. And track people down around the map. This is the Volcano Manor Legacy Dungeon. It is large. It is dangerous. It has bosses. And there's a lot to do here. Again, completely skippable, completely missable, and completely optional. Right now I want to go check on our situation with weapon upgrades, because our Flail has been... Our Flail has not been developed. Not that it's mattered, because we've been stomping on everything, but... I do like to have an upgraded weapon. And also, I guess we could check to see what we can get from Praetor Rykard. I think he has, like, the Blasphemer's sword or something. I don't think so, Eric. I'm sure there's stuff that's more OP than the Hoarfrost Stomp.
Well, you know what this means. The Earth Tree has spurned you. The fingers remain still shaken by this
I hesitated.
Thank you, Pretendus One. I appreciate that.
When they are finished, the fingers will again offer their guidance. But thousands, if not tens of thousands, of moons must first pass. No matter for me. But you, how will you ever manage to wait? My, oh my.
So Praetor Rykard gives us the Blasphemous Blade, which is strength and faith. What a combo. Flames and steal HP. Seems good. This thing requires 35 dex, 17 arcane. Yeah, it's more of a Shadow Knight kind of thing, Leaf, yeah.
Now go for the doom.
I don't know that we need any of that crap. We probably can just eat these guys for runes. And of course, you can make copies of these guys. So if you want to get more stuff from their runes, you can copy them at those giant walking turtle bell things. Each one can make one copy of a remembrance.
Well, I took you for no man to lay out your own.
Okay. We got some flail upgrades. We need to find some more 8 smithing stones. We got some upgrades. Ooh, it's giving us nice scaling now. Riverhill, that is the normal. That is the normal experience with this game. It is truly an incredible game. I can't think of another game that has ever been like this. Truly. Hongbot, what's up? Let's go. I agree. Let's freaking go, right? Elden Ring is a game that will be talked about for a very long time. And I'm glad people are getting to play it finally and seeing its majesty up close. I've been trying to, like, you know, head people off at the pass as they get discouraged by Margit. I mean, heavy driver, I've never been explicitly told that I can, but I generally don't. If you may have noticed. Beat Margit took you 8 hours. I mean, I don't think you needed to spend 8 hours on Margit. I hope you had a good time, Jub. Let me put it this way. I wouldn't have spent 8 hours on Margit. I would have gone somewhere else, but I'm really glad that you got the Soul's Rush. Heavy driver, that's kind of been the plan. That, and I always just haven't used that as an opportunity for my own thing that I do here. You know what I mean? They are not DBZ Mike. You could, Pongbot, you can play this game any way you want. And that includes dual-wielding axes. If you're gonna dual wield, yeah, make it the same type of item. Does that make sense, Heavy Driver? Like, I just don't... I don't feel like it's appropriate to do it there, even though plenty of other people, like, do that for their ventures, you know what I mean? For some reason, I'm just mired in the old ways. Or the mere thought of such a thing is... I just wouldn't ever think of it, you know what I mean? But you're right, I should. Many people have told me that I should. The skeletons are not bosses, DBZ Mike, but they are summoned by enemies in the area. Owlix, I would like to extend you a thank you for the sub. I appreciate it immensely. That I am, Heavy Driver, that I am. I am indeed a bard. I can't say I'm very good at jump rope, to be honest with you. We got what we wanted out of that. Oh yeah, this game is astonishing. Truly astonishing. And I would say that if you get stuck, move along. That's the biggest tip I can give in this entire game, besides upgrading your weapons and your summons. Alright, let's do the stream raid. I'm gonna grab a water. I'll be right back. I hope you dropped a unit. I know I can count on y'all to drop units. So we may not actually be able to do the boss of this place yet. It's kind of it's an optional area. And it does provide us the second half of the key we need to get to a secret area. This fight is tuned pretty difficult, the boss fight we're on right now. However, obviously we don't have to do it right now. Riverhill Blue, my favorite summon in the game for a hang on. My favorite summon in the game for like a melee build that doesn't use any FP is definitely the Mimic, which we're using. It costs you a ton of HP to put out, but it's basically a copy of yourself. There are other options, of course. But if you're a caster, you have way more flexibility in which summons you're going to get to use. Because you're going to have a pretty big FP pool to let you summon some of the really cool named combatants to bring into battle. If you're going to neglect your FP pool completely, as sort of a pure melee class, then you're going to have options. Your options are going to be more limited. And you're going to try to probably want to seek out stuff that costs HP to summon or costs low FP to summon. Which there are plenty, by the way. You're still going to have options, but the casters are the ones who are going to have the really fun stuff that costs like 150 FP. or other ridiculous amounts to summon. Wait, I unlocked this. How can the contraption not move? I unlocked this. Oh, God. Stupid game. And as for your other question, is it situational? Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to summon like a swarm against something with an AoE attack, right? I mean, that goes without saying. But obviously, in a lot of cases, while you're developing your character, you're just going to use whichever summon that you've gotten up to plus whatever. Upgrading your summons is very, very important. Oh, it's as important as upgrading your weapons, so do it. So that means if, like, you know, you've got the demi... We used the demi-fiends during this playthrough early on. And, you know, it didn't really matter what the fight was. We were just going to summon them because they were our +3 or +4 or whatever. And that's a lot stronger than having a +1 or a 0. Man, Horizon... that sounds really revolutionary, Dr. M. I'm into it. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and, like, and attack Horizon Zero Dawn, okay? That's not what we're doing here. The 3 Wolves is fine. If the 3 Wolves is a good one, you can do the whole game with upgraded 3 Wolves. Your upgraded one is your best option. You will get tools to do more upgrading, obviously, over the course of the game. And Dr. M, I got nothing against Horizon, okay? Too many people are turning this into a war between Horizon and Elden Ring. I have no part in that war. I'm not interested in that conversation. I haven't even played Horizon. I finished the first game, but I have not played Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, Forbidden West, I'm sorry. The names of these games, I'll tell you. Obviously, I played... I mean, I did all of Breath of the Wild here right on stream. We didn't start the story with it, yeah. I mean, hey, I like Tonberries. Does that count? Dude, I'm really pissed because I activated that stupid lift. And the game didn't give me credit for it. Now I gotta, like, die through here a bunch of times. Frankly, we're probably not even strong enough to fight the boss here, but we earned it, damn it. Oh my god. I mean, big boss, it happens, right? You know? And I don't know that we could call Elden Ring a more hyped game. If Horizon got 10 out of 10s, I don't think that the reviewer would get as much hate. It depends, obviously. I can't predict that. But I'm saying, like, Elden Ring, I think, is more... I think Elden Ring is almost more divisive from the onset than Horizon. You know what I mean? Like, for people who are never going to play the game, attacking it. That's just the way that seems to me. And I could be wrong, but... there is a heavily infused discourse with every From Software game. None more so than this one, due to its reception, both critically and commercially, I think. Have I unpacked my PS5? No, I have not yet. I'm gonna get around to it, Rock. We got things to do here, like, you know, playing games. Alright, they better give me credit for this contraption this time. Wait, it's up here. Did I have to take it down? Is that it? Is that what you wanted from me? Oh god. I have not unpacked my PS5, and I will do so when it is, Moo Moo make good eat. Yeah, we might not be ready for this area. Or we might be. I don't know. That night is a real pisser. But yes, Moo Moo does make good eat. We have confirmed that. We learned that from Zelda. You have nightmares about the Lionel. How could you have nightmares about the Lionel battle? The Lionel battle was great. Alright, here's the strategy. We're going to go into the battle. And we're going to spam Frost. I think this guy's an ice commander, so I don't know if it's going to be very effective. He's also, like, really high level. You know, I'm something of a divine beast myself. Good night, Basil! We'll save you some Hoarfrost stomps. Okay, this is not working out incredibly well. They just never stop attacking. My Mimic is getting destroyed. I just got frostbite. It's over. A good strategy in this fight is to kill the ads, but then he gets really mad. My OP move is still OP. This fight is just a little bit more engaging than some of the other fights we've done. He also probably has higher ice resistance, given that he is an ice boss and was frostbiting us. But yeah, to be honest, this is nothing we really need to be banging our head against right now. And if you find yourself in this situation, you should leave and go somewhere else. The only one who's not allowed to take my advice is me. Maybe we'll kill the ads. God, Hoarfrost Stomp is the best! He's sick. Okay. That move is OP. I don't know what else to say. That move was ridiculous. I can't believe I'm actually, like, carrying a mana pot with me on a melee build. It's not complicated, Croc. Your weapons scale with the damage they do to your stats. And they'll have a letter grade based on that. So, like, B scaling with Dex is not as good Has A scaling with dex. That means it gets more per point of dexterity that you put in. And that will affect the damage you deal with that weapon when you swing. It's actually not that complicated. It's really simple. Like if you have an S scaling strength weapon, then you put all your points in strength. You know, that's... It's probably not as complicated as it looks. I don't even think I swung once in melee that fight, though, which is kind of hilarious. I'm actually tempted to put points in mine so I can have a bigger mana pool so I can spam this more. Like, why am I leveling up traditional stats? What's the point? I think you could do a whole build on Hoarfrost Stomp. You could actually probably beat most of the fights in this game just with Hoarfrost Stomp. If not all of them. That's actually blowing my mind. Where was this move during review? That guy beat the crap out of me a bunch of times during the review, okay? Because I was looking for this thing. Yeah, there are flying bosses that it is more difficult to hit with, yes. There are some of those, but they're not typically big fights. There's the Dragon Man, which we haven't seen yet, but in general it seems like it's really powerful. Jub, you were gifted a sub. And yeah, we got a good community here, and I'm glad you got a sub. I hope you enjoy it. Well, that means we can... Man. Oof. Wow. We got this early thanks to the Hoarfrost Stomp. If you ever have problems, just hit him with that stomp, that icy stomp. What a move. Now we have both halves of the secret medallion. Rock Party posted in chat earlier. I don't know if he's still here. It is over in Lernia, so you don't have to kill any bosses before you get it. You could go and take it and destroy Margit with it. It is up near the Carrion Manor in a water pool. There is an invisible scarab running around. You have to hit it to kill it. And it will drop it when you kill it. Rock had the exact deets. There's a pool of water up near Carrion Manor. And you're gonna see little footsteps in the water because it's invisible. It's a little scarab beetle running around, invisible. You just tap it, and you can collect it. And then you can duplicate it and put it on any weapon you want. It works on any weapon. I'm playing a melee build that no longer needs melee thanks to this ability. It's strange. But hey, in a From game, if you find something wild, you know, you go with it. Do I think FromSoft will nerf it? They do balance passes, yes. I don't know. It could be working as intended. You got to understand, the whole thing about From games oftentimes is breaking stuff, okay? I mean, go look at Demon Souls. This move wouldn't be considered OP in that game. So with the 2 secret halves, we can get to a secret level. It's actually a secret outdoor area with a secret legacy dungeon inside of it, which is ridiculous that this place is completely closed off. Very missable.
Do you hear me? It is I, Latenna. We have reached the land of Mikla's Halig Tree, where Lobo and I began our travels. It's entirely thanks to you that I'm so close to home. These great snow-laden lands stretch far to the north, and beyond the ancient bowers, and the liturgical town of Ordina, lies the place to which I must return.
Heavy driver, the word we like is adventure. We're going on an adventure. You can keep playing the game after you beat the final boss, that's correct. In fact, on my first playthrough, I didn't find this area until after I had to beat the final boss. There is no forced New Game Plus, if that helps answer the question. You will have the option to start on Journey 2. Very similar to DS3. And, you know, by the way, I was okay with not finding this till after. This zone is actually quite challenging and, well, not this one. The ones that are in it. We'll come back and find this hidden mine, or whatever it is, after we get the map. Map should always be first priority. Especially in like a whiteout blizzard situation. Okay. I didn't really want to do that jump. There is a map screen. It is very useful. I do recommend it. You think I died? I don't know. Are we sure? How do we know what really happened? Just ignore that. It's fine, I'm sure. No, don't worry about that, DBZ Mike. You didn't see anything. There's no pause in this game, Heavy Driver. From has used a pause before. It's in Sekiro. Because that game is single player only and has no multiplayer functionality, they didn't worry about it. You can't actually bring up the map if you're in combat. Now this part could be very challenging for us right now. I don't think we're actually at the appropriate level to do this task in front of us, puzzle, if you will. That door leads to something very cool. Opening that door is a task that could prove daunting. I've had some experience doing this, though. I don't know how much it's going to help, though. I think I need some levels, some health. This can be an especially brutal task. But that's one down. It does stay through death, by the way, which is important, because as serene, as quaint as things look right now, I assure you they are not. Well, you know, we'll get back to Darkest Dungeon 2. You know, like every other game that has early access, you know, I'll play it, and then we'll go back to it on release. We're not planning to play Darkest Dungeon 2 until then. It may seem nice, but there are actually assassins both above and below. Having some range really helps here. Unfortunately, our foot stomp doesn't qualify. We might just need to die. Come back before they spotted us. Some big hits. I mean, they are assassins after all. Yeah, there is a lot of Winter Wonderland to explore rather than this game, for sure. I don't think From Software has ever made a bad Winter Wonderland. Well, okay, Dark Souls 2 had a bad Winter Wonderland, but it was only a small part of the good Winter Wonderland. So that will kick us out of the Everjail. However, the lights will stay lit, the ones that we hit. We have the most difficult light left. Oof. Croc, hey, I was told this game wasn't big at all. Somebody told me that. I do too, Revenant. From makes amazing winter areas. So are we supposed to is there like a maintenance? We should probably not log in, right? We should just go. It's okay. Hey, we got offline mode. We're good to go. I mean, I think there was actually a scheduled server maintenance. I think Erlen came in here and warned us of it earlier. I guess we can do one more half an hour tonight if you all are really... if y'all want to. Then I suppose we'll do one more Dirty 30. We're not going to explore the area we're opening right now, though. We're going to go in, get the checkpoint, and call that. We have plenty of other places we need to go. In fact, at this point, we have a ridiculous amount of places we need to go. Possibly more so than any other point in the game. Let's do a stream raid. we'll do one additional Dirty 30 today on this Monday of Mondays. Thanks for being here for this run, folks. It's a game that I'm sure will run again. Obviously, we still have a lot more on this playthrough to go, but I can't tell you how much I am enamored with this game. It's, frankly, I didn't think that a game could accomplish what this game could to me today. You know what I mean? I honestly didn't think I would ever feel that way about a game again. I didn't know that it was possible.
It happened like a bucket of cold water coming after us when we're trying to get away on the river. It came for us. And it didn't stop. Not until every one of us had seen what was gonna happen. And I'll tell you, I'll never forget that day.
Big Boss, I think that's something that people say. I don't think that that's a real thing. I don't think games can be ruined for me. I do think the bar has been set higher. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this. She's eating him.
Oh, you... Allow me some time. Our lord's carcass is vast, and not easily consumed. Dear Rykard, please, find purchase within me. One day, let us devour the gods together. Dear Rykard, I wish one day...
It is definitely you. I thought that was an interesting thing that we found after taking on our Lord Rykard. Alright, where the heck are we in the actual progression here? Yeah, we're so far removed from that at this point, it's ridiculous. That said... Now don't be fooled. Some people were going to get to this area and think that the access point we found is the only thing available, which is not true. There's actually a disturbing amount of content in this zone. Again, this entire zone is missable. Fairly easily so, I might add. Indeed, Fred. Hey, Slug, what's up? Welcome. We are playing Elden Ring. I know, surprising, right? True shocker. Yeah, we're technically using the flail, I guess. I don't think we've swung the flail in combat a whole lot recently. Some. We stumbled upon an ability that seems to be very strong, so we've been using it. No, Pratt, that character is... We're not to that character yet. That is an endgame, extremely strong boss, as I've probably mentioned. We are not to that fight yet. When we get to that fight, we will try to frost her down. I don't think it's going to work. It might be able to work with respecking. There are mechanics in that fight in play that I have not discussed yet that would make cheesing her very difficult. She has anti-cheese mechanics. Are we gonna try to use Hoarfrost on her? You better believe it. But we'll worry about that when we get there, Pratt. She does not. She has her moveset is, again, she is my favorite battle in all of From Software's games. She has mechanics that require you to master the battle in order to win. And it is a... You know, sometimes I have to stop myself and realize I'm talking about a video game, but it is a beautiful and terrifying experience all at once. And displays true mastery of the fights that From has been serving up over the years. The Germans, the Free Days. She's the next evolution of that battle. And we will see her eventually. She is significantly more difficult than the final boss, I would say. And easily the hardest boss in the game. Will she die to Hoarfrost spam? I don't know. I truly don't know. Yeah, Super Nintendo, we found a good variety of whips. Especially for those who wanted, like, you know, power stance whips. Well, it's still not going to scale off Magic Pratt, since it's an Ash of War or whatever, but certainly a big FP pool would make it much easier. We don't have a lot of, like, magic points, mana, to spend on the stomp. Because we ostensibly went melee, right? So... There is no max level, Super Nintendo. There is a point where, you know, you get less per level. It's called a soft cap. But yes, if you wanted to level forever, in order to take down encounters, it's doable. That's the same as it is in Souls, right? I got the items. I think it counts as dead. I was fighting her with a strength build. Pratt, she does... I don't want to spoil the mechanics of the fight. We'll get to her eventually on this playthrough. She has multiple tricks up her sleeve, and again, is the most challenging fight in the game. easily by merit of the mechanics alone. And, you know, again, she's a very, very great fight. Awesome character. My favorite character in the whole game. It'll be years before From creates something better than her. And I do really find it... I think her character is made so much better given the fact that Martin probably created her noble character, and that Miyazaki, you know, did what he does to characters for the final product. That's something I don't think that would have been as interesting if they would have just come up with it purely on a From basis. So for all the people who have the snarky comments that Martin didn't do anything on the game, I mean, he certainly had no impact on what you're seeing right now, right? But there is a value to that world building and lore that I think is interesting to think about. In terms of simply how From's nature of what they do in games combined with a Martin perspective for the starting base. So killing that Sanguine Noble activated this portal. Which is going to take us to a new realm, a secret realm. Home of the Blood God. No, Blood Lord. Whatever. Oh, the thing that so you don't lose runes? Yeah, that's a thing. I mean, only when your flask's ticking, which it probably will be during a boss fight, right, Brad? So it makes sense. So, you know, the flask has to be active. I didn't particularly care for that one. Like, I would always use more functional... You know, we got to go collect a bunch of stuff for our flask. We've definitely been neglecting our flask of Wondrous Physical over the ages here. Yeah, I mean, this is the Bloodlord lives here. Kind of a nasty gentleman. Isn't that amazing, Heavy? I know, Heavy Driver, like I said, I cannot even relate to you how incredible this game is in words. It's not able to be articulated. You just have to get it and play it. It's the only way. Hey, at least that's not an actual boss. They just brought Lord Wolnir back for a guest appearance. See, I hit stuff with the flail sometimes. Zen, what up, yo? Welcome. Well, we've been experimenting with the miracle of Hoarfrost. I had no idea it was any good, really. We just kind of randomly stumbled upon it and attached it to a flail, and here we are. We wouldn't have known about it, though, had we not used an axe, which was the core ability on, right? That was the funny part. We used that axe we found in Liurnia. It's a random dex hatchet, right? Nothing too impressive, but the ability stuck. And now we find ourselves wishing we had more mana points just so we can stomp more. It's kind of hilarious, really. We have been slacking on exploring, though. That would be an amazing stone if we had like a special weapon. We don't. That's the final tier to bring it to a +10. However, our regular flail is a basic weapon, so it would require a different stone. Don't particularly think we're ready for this guy, but why not, right? We got 11 minutes left. You'd be surprised that most of those bosses you think are unavoidable, Chain, are avoidable. But yes, I'm glad you're enjoying the game. I don't actually think we have a prayer against this guy right now, but then again, who knows what Hoarfrost Stomp will do to him. Probably annihilate him in seconds, right?
Dearest Mikola. You must abide alone a while. Welcome, honored guest, to the birthplace of our dynasty.
You know, I think we can actually kill him. I think we just got unlucky there with a couple of procs. Oh yeah, he's the Bloodlord. Of course he does. However, no one so far has been immune to the Hoarfrost Stomp. And I do think we're like massively underleveled and undergeared for this guy. It just doesn't matter. As long as we can frostbite him, he can go down. I mean, the Mimic's plus 10. So it's as good as it's ever going to be. Outside of me changing my stuff. Because obviously the Mimic takes all your stuff. Might need a little more bacon grease on this fire. Incredible, it's all, no, the Mimic's health is not the same. It is a plus 10 Mimic, so it is the highest tier summon you can get. And Pratt, I'm glad your hand is starting to get better. Wow, look at how many freaking runes we got. Dude. We definitely weren't supposed to kill that guy right now, and... Ravena, you stated it correctly. If we can frost it, it can die. Stay frosty. Wow, Frost Stomp is top tier shenanigans. Wow, this is so many runes. I mean, maybe I should just start upgrading mine. I mean, don't copy the whole build, Rock. There's no need. The build sucks except for the Frost Stomp. You can put it on anything. Get yourself a load of FP and HP. That's all you need. HP, FP, and Frost Stomp. Don't copy the. There's no need to have a flail with a bunch of dex and endurance when you're just gonna stomp the ground. Mimic is really good for a melee fighter, Pratt. Yeah, Mimic's really good in general. It's very good. I do like it. Like, you don't need half these stats if you're just gonna spam Frost Stomp. It's not a magic. It's not magic. So, like, I question the viability of this build, but we have not. We have really gotten away with a lot of crap on this run. I'm kind of shocked by it, honestly. This was so much harder doing things traditionally. Let's see, we got 4 minutes left. Alright, not really any time to do any content. Well, we're going into... I don't think... does the art scale off intelligence? Honestly, I don't know enough about it, Pratt, but I'll tell you what. It's not the art that's doing the damage. It's the fact that that art actually causes an absurd amount of frost buildup. So it gets frostbite, a frostbite trigger off of like 2 casts because of all of the ice. I mean, it's basically what Friede does with her scythe in DS3. I had no idea of the efficacy of that maneuver, and I don't know. We can respec, you know. We can just respec for a pile of FP. Maybe we'll try that on waifu. Just go all FP and vitality and health, and just sit there and try to stomp. I don't know if it'll work. It probably won't. But I'm tempted to try. I know, right, Rev? You could make that, right? We need a scythe and stuff to do it, but you can attach the Hoarfrost to any weapon. So I have been shocked at how powerful that move has been. I never even tried it on my first playthrough. Why would I? I had a big freaking sword. But it would appear that move was pretty legit. Now granted, I mean, there's tons of ways to am I gonna call that move cheese? I don't know. I'm sure there's worse. I mean, these games always have stuff like that, right? And I don't think that's probably the worst offender. True, doesn't work on flyers or jumpers or anything like that, which could have an impact on the fight that that we'll need it most on. But as we wrap up things here with the final stream raid, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. We'll be back tomorrow evening with another stream and probably more frost stomping, because why not? They did not include swimming, that's correct. You cannot swim in this game. Can you forgive it, Zen? I don't know. But I can tell you 100% that there is no swimming. Man, you know, hey, those of you, the map's gonna get bigger, folks. All right, that's it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for stream rating with us. Let's see who we're rating. Come on, Croc. It's Monday. We got a lot of cool people streaming to raid. But they're not streaming Elden Ring. Why would they not be streaming Elden Ring? Like, come on. Alright, well, I haven't seen this person on for like a million years, so let's raid them. Zen, hey, your copy will get there. I believe. And I believe it'll be the best game you ever play. Yeah, well, DVZ Mike, no kidding, people are going to stream it. It's kind of a big deal, I guess, you know? You're very welcome, Leaf. Great to have you here as always. Great to have everybody here. We will we'll see you tomorrow evening for more fun. Come back for the food. Come back for the fun. We'll have a good time. Good night, y'all.